Hello, everybody. Hello. So, today, well, not today, but 148 hours ago, I got back into Satisfactory after a brief stroke in August and took away my left hand. So, this game keeps my blood pressure down, blah, blah, blah. And I can play with a remote control and a combination of the keyboard and mouse. So, you're going to see some slowness. Anyways, we're going to do a base tour. We started over in the Greenlands. Usually I would start in the desert, but we decided to go here. So all this crap that you see, and it is crap, is personal use. It's all personal use. Concrete, personal use. Plates, iron rods. Up top, we got rotors and reinforced plating. We got copper sheets, cable, and wire, all for personal use again. Again, it's just personal use. I really don't care about the organization in this particular area. We got frames here for personal use. And then this factory here. Oh my god. So, as a personal preference, I fucking hate motors with a passion. I do. I do. So it's just like this floor is alright. It's kind of alright. It looks alright, kind of. It's alright. But then I think it's this floor or the next floor. No, yeah, it's definitely this floor, I think. Oh no, it's not bad. It must be this floor. No, it was this floor. Yeah, it was this floor. Because I started saying fuck it by the time I got to this floor. Because again, I just hate motors. I started clipping and clipping and clipping. I was just like, let's just clip some more. Yeah, there it is. I'm just like, yeah, there's motors. Whatever, we're making 15 motors per minute. And that's here and here. And then whatever's left goes in the awesome sink. And they're both full. And they stay full. So it's been a good while. Not really proud of them. This was steel and pipes. Mostly personal use. Half go, well, less than half goes to personal. Whatever's I'm not using steel pipes there goes down there to make the encased industrial beams. And everything heads down this way. Encased industrial beams, pipes, and pipes, frames, steel beams. It's not too bad. I mean, again, I didn't care. I just wanted it going. Personal use. And up here we got some of the weapon stuff. If I need weapon, like the actual gun or ammo, I'll just hand feed it. Right now it's making novelist. So let's give it a couple more. And then, if I wanted to change it, I'll just change it from this one. And I can make the rifle ammo and the homing. That's all I got for now. If I choose to. This one wasn't bad, actually. Wasn't bad at all. Everything stays pretty full. All normal rated. So not bad. Not my best, but it's not bad. Take a quick tour of the computers and jetpack fuel. Again, all personal use. If I need to make computers, like for instance, I'm about to set up an electronics building for the circuits. Some will go for production, some will go into storage, because I actually been making circuits by hand or stealing them from, you know, the computer shop, since it's personal use anyways. So anyways, if I need to make computers like for the electric, to make supercomputers, the electric building, I'll just build them right there in the building itself. Eventually though, everything is going, I'll show you. So basically everything I showed you so far and the rest of the stuff that we'll see will eventually go here. That's where my general storage for everything will be. And then whatever's left over, half will get synced, half will go to the world where it needs to go, if I need it. But it'll be capable of doing that. So build a train line underneath of it, north, south, east, west, and go from there. No, I do not like hypertubes. I'm not. Every time I put hypertubes down, like I end up building through them or having to remove them and then forget that I had them there and they're just left out in the world. So it's kind of, you know. But this got messy. It's like real quick. It started out all right, and then it just got really messy because I was just wanting to get it done because it's freaking computers. It's not bad though. They stay pretty much full till I need them, and everything else gets synced. I haven't been down here in a while. I forgot if I even needed to do it or not. I don't think so though. Maybe. I don't know. Can't remember. And this is fuel. And then whatever's not being used gets sunk. I could take the residual up and tote it back to the gun factory, where I could unpack it and make that next gunpowder. I forgot the name of it. And up on the hill there, where the trucks are, they're the ones bringing me copper sheets, which they're not for some reason. There they are. Okay. Had me worried there for a second. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So yeah, again, just starter stuff. Get me going. Originally, I'll show you this while I'm here. Screw it. And I did this same exact thing that I'm about to show you in my last playthrough, and it didn't work then. Not very well. I don't know why I tried it again. So originally I had power plants here, And then it got to the point where I had plastic and rubber on that end, on that platform, and then I had an entire row up here that was just making residual into fuel to fuel these. So it was taking a lot. So I tore it all down. I ripped it all down. Ripped it all down. And I went exploring through the map, and I wanted to go into the new biome here. And it looks amazing in this biome. And the swamp is just hellacious, and it's spider ridden. I'll never set foot back in there again for any reason. Anyways, I ripped all this down and brought power over there. I moved the plastic factory. I am going to have to come back down here because I got some alternate recipes now. I'm going to put a rubber plant in here. 600 per minute. Even though I still only have Mark 5, Mark 4 belts. Mark 4. Yeah, Mark 4. So, anything I needed, if I needed anything, I just hand did it. Set up a small little thing for the next stages to get me just past it. And then after that, because I'm not even wanting to touch aluminum just yet. So anyways, with all the oil nodes over there, I'll rearrange everything, turn this into a rubber factory, and then ship everything out on train. But originally I had the rubber and the plastic going into here, so I still had plenty left over for myself. And whatever was left over was getting synced. So when I moved everything, I ended up having to jack these up, every single one of them, which is a lot of slug hunting. 250%. And a couple of the water extractors. This turned out real nice, actually. I was pretty pleased with this one, actually. And it works just great. I have yet to have a single drop. Obviously, because it's manifold, it took a little while to get started. But as you can see, everything's flowing nicely. And it's working good. And a little tip, if you haven't figured this out by yet, if you place foundations underneath, like drop it down however far you want to go, and then put this on, it'll snap to the grid, and then you can snap it to this grid and align it to this grid a whole lot easier than trying to manually look at it and guesstimate. And just a little quick tip in case you didn't know. If you did, awesome. Wow, I had stuff in here. That's kind of great though. So yeah, moving on. I got quite a few of these spread out too as I was slug hunting. I just figured I'd handcraft some crystal stuff. Send those out. I've yet to make an actual dedicated quartz factory. So instead, I'll just ship in the raw quartz if I need to. Build everything in the base. Whatever I'm doing. Like this electronics factory, the silica for the alternate recipes. So on and so forth. So the goal for that, the electronics factory, is 2 supercomputers a minute. One for the world usage, one for storage, and then obviously whatever is left over gets sunk. So it's going to be pretty big. I'll show you the layout there. So yeah, the goal now is to get supercomputers and anything that's left over into storage in the electronics factory. That way I can put everything on the train line, the main line, and then tote all this over to start building and start working on the main storage. And then from the main storage, I can go and do whatever else I want to do. I think that'll complete the basics. That'll get us. That'll get me through stuff. I mean, obviously, it's always more. You always need more. Always. So now we'll check out our heavy frame factory. Now this one I took my time with. I really did. Unfortunately, me personally, I just don't have the artsy skill, if you will, or imagination, I guess. I mean, I got a freaking imagination like a crazy man, but I just don't have the artistic ability to make stuff look good. I tried to do my best for the outside, and everything kind of turned out square. But I did manage to keep the second floor actually shorter so that there was a nice little overlap. I'll show you here in a minute. But as you can see, like right there is where I stopped with the design work, because after that point I was like, I don't know. But then I got some angled walls, so I might angle wall to the next floor, then up, and then try and figure something out. But this turned out really nice. I'm really happy with this. And the water layout, this was all intentional. Like, I wanted to make sure that the front door was like sitting a little bit over water, so it looked all right. And then, like I said, I backed this floor up, the main floor, or the smelting floor, and then that floor are all the same, and then everything else, I mean, I extended above it for aesthetics, because I did want to try and keep out of this just straight squareness, but it still ends up straight squareness. This is the main floor where the ore comes in for everything. So 410, 410, 300, 330, 330, 330, and another 330 lines over there. And everything's split and merged and going where it needs to go. And then heading up to the next floor. And this is what I came up with like the central area. I should actually move the power lines, the power generators and stuff in here, but it turned out nice. I like it. Turned out nice. Everything is nice and clean. And the floor and the ceiling going to its respective floor. And then obviously in between each is a sandwich layer for all the belt work. And then this is what I try my hand at, design work. Try and make it look good on the outside as well. And I think I only got this side done, minus the lights, which are just little squares, the sign squares with illumination. Yeah, only got this side. And then there's just copy and paste basically. Without the blueprints, this is early access. Then everything heads up to the next floor. This is not the next floor, but this is the logistics floor for the next floor. So everything going where it needs to go. Took a bit of doing. And then this floor. So concrete, plates, screws, and iron rods. Now this is where I really kicked myself in the ass, because I started laying all these out. I got them all wired in, started flowing, and then I realized I'm using the alternative recipe for screws. And so now I just got a crap ton of iron rods just sitting there doing nothing. It just kicked myself in the ass so much. Yeah. I was like, fuck it. I'll leave it. If I need them, I'll take them. Obviously some of the iron rods are being used on the next floor, and then the logistics for this area is a little messy. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all. Like, I'm actually super pleased how everything turned out. I really am. And then the steel was on the outer edge, I believe. Yeah. It's headed upwards. And this floor, I was really happy with. This floor turned out really good. Everything needed. And because of the iron rods, I didn't have space to put the iron pipe. So I had to build the iron pipes up here, which I really didn't want to do. I wanted to keep them, all the constructors on one floor, all the assemblers on one floor, so on and so forth. But it still worked out nicely. And then everything up to 4 of them, getting fed nice and neat. I believe it's, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 per minute. Screws are always a little slacking, but once I get tier 5 belts, I'll be good. But these stay full. It's nice. And the rest goes into that smart splitter and out the door. Any overflow. But I'm really happy how this turned out, because there's plenty of room if I want to ever expand, so on and so forth. For instance, one of these is going to be used for personal. The other one will be used for whatever I need. So I did plan this ahead for usage. Obviously, I'm going to have to expand. It'll just require a bigger one. And then everything's being fed through here. And the electrical system is right here. I even named the floors. So each floor can be cut off if I need it. And this turned out real well. I didn't want to fully enclose it in. I like seeing it. It's nice. Makes it look nice. Then inside is the logistical floor for this. Not too complicated. And then onwards to the good stuff. The better looking stuff. Nor do I have a dedicated Caterium. I just have a personal Caterium wire sitting over there doing its thing. Right. So all this, except for the iron ore, I just brought iron ore in because it's iron ore. You can always use it somewhere. So, plastic, Caterium, quartz, 2 irons, a copper, and a limestone, all 600 a minute, 600 a minute, 600 a minute, 480 on the Mark IV belt, but everything was built around, including the trains, built around 600 a minute. And the plastic, same thing with the plastic. Everything was built around 600 a minute. We're currently making 1,200 a minute, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll do the math when we get over there. I think it's 12 or 16. 16. So this stuff will come down this road on trucks. And this, I'm really, really happy with this. Because this is my first curved road. And it looks fucking awesome. I am super fucking happy how this turned out. I mean, look at that. That's fucking amazing. Like, I was so thrilled when I figured that out. I was like, oh man, that's the only killer right there though, is the stickers kind of glitch out. I mean, you can see if you're real close, obviously all that Z fighting. But yeah, super happy. So the electronics factory, most likely in this area here. So this will match up. All the trucks come in here and deliver what needs to be delivered. And then it'll go up a floor, get smelted, assembler, or constructor, assembler, manufacturer. Then the logistics side for all this good stuff. All the trains. It's hidden away ish. Got a little messy. Actually, it's not too bad for real. I mean, I know what it's doing. And then all the trucks will be fed through coal, which is coming from that pure node over there. So I'm not using all of it. So here's the thing. I built the main train line, not on the grid, which is good and bad, kind of. When I finish going this way, I'll connect it to the grid, to the world grid, and then when I finish the train line to go here, I'll connect it to the world grid. And then after that point, it'll be connected to the world grid. But I kept it off the grid because of the area that I'm in right now. I'd have to go way the fuck up. Really big hill. Try to cut through all that, or, you know, try to squeeze through that tunnel there, which would have looked nice. But there's also Caterium and quartz, like super close by. So I didn't want to do all that. So I kept it off the grid, worked and went around. So all this part is on the grid. And the reason why it's so big is because I had to bring it off grid. So you can see where it's spliced in to the off grid. This part's on grid. The actual main line is off grid. Personal train. Take that there in a minute. And this was a bit of a kicker too, and this is another reason why it's so big. Is because I was off grid from the main grid. I had to push this way out in order to fit a minimum of 4 train tracks in here, and to get it looking nice, not just all crazy. So they are 4 out, 4 in, you know, a 90 degree. They're looking good. They're looking good. And currently at the moment there's only 1 copper running. He's only got 1. This is all I need over here for the electronics. And then 2 limestone. Iron is 3. Quartz is 3. 2. Yeah. Quartz is 2. Room for 4. Room for 4. Caterium is only 2. Really? Yeah. And plastic is 3. Yeah, 3. I got room to put one more if I need it. Which honestly, I could probably just use him to go down there, grab the rubber, come back. But we'll see. We'll see. So we'll take a ride. And these, really happy with these. Like, really happy with the roundabouts because that was one of my major issues. Even in Factorio. Like, getting the ins and outs. How the train's going to come in and out. And then, when I figured out roundabouts, they're not perfect, but they work a whole hell of a lot better. And because I did it on a 7x7, you can tell it's not exactly lined up with the main grid, which is 3 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide. I just wanted enough room so I could put something down the middle. You know, make it look good, if I can. Anyway, let's head to the plastic. And these have been running 20 hours, 20, 30 hours. I had one little hiccup with when I added the other 4 trains in, which is up here. Which was just this morning, actually. I was able to add the limestone, the copper, and the iron. So when I added those in, there was a bit of a traffic jam. And it turns out it wasn't even my signals. The signals were perfect. It was one of my tracks wasn't actually connected to the track. It was passing through it, but it wasn't actually connecting to it. So the limestone, and it was the limestone line, and it kept sticking at that point, and I couldn't figure it out. So I kept removing signals over and over again, and couldn't figure out why. What was this doing? So quartz is over there being brought in by truck and then into the train, and then that's Caterium. And this is plastic. And I am super happy about how this turned out. I really am. If I need to expand, I will expand. But again, off grid and then on grid. So after this point, any factory built in that direction, once I get to the end of this track, I might even cut it off short and do it here and fix it here, and then continue on. We'll be on grid. The main line will be on grid. It's gonna look a little weird, but I'll probably put a roundabout and then do it there off the roundabout. That way I can move it around, have a little more maneuvering. But this turned out real nice. Actually, I like the way it turned out. I couldn't figure out what to do with the floors, so I just started putting rounded semicircle stuffs in it. And then this turned out really, really cool looking. I like how that turned out with the frames and the beams. And then all pipe work is down here. And belt work. Pipe and belt work. Except for one row. For some reason, I guess I forgot to leave space. And now there's no room for it. So I had to bat this row right here, I believe it is. Yeah. This row here was the only one that I had to do up top. Everything else is underneath. And then everything is scaffolded out, so you can just walk around a nice little roof, little walls, little command center for the power and the lights. Once I actually put lights in, and then each one. So that one's A. C is the center one, and this is the B section. So this section here runs off of a single 600 line. Same with that one. That one's got two 300 lines because that's how the oil, it was pure, and then two normals. And that's how this ended up laying out. And I'm really happy how this one turned out. I just gotta figure out how, if I want to even wall it in or just leave it the way it is. I don't know. It's a normal recipe, so all the residual is coming right out here. Got these fluid buffers just in case, but it shouldn't. Takes care of it more than enough. Turns it into petroleum coke, and they're all jacked up too, I believe. Yeah, 300 per minute. Everything gets sunk, and it looks nice. It really does. I'm really happy how this build turned out. Just add some struts, make it look like so it's not floating. And then that was supposed to be the front door, but again, it's just my imagination with, making it look good. Maybe a walk in the park and something. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Almost to the end of the tour. We'll head down to the end here. And this was my first attempt down here at a roundabout. And it's so horrible, but I'm not gonna even bother with it till it's time. So more like a oval about. I mean, it's not bad, but it's still. Might just keep it to give me plenty of room to get back on grid. So right there, in that clearing, is where I want to go to storage, and then from there, I can go wherever I need to go in the world. I don't think there's nothing past this area. But there is plenty up and over. So, yeah. We'll just let the AI do its thing. We'll go back to base. So again, I've had no problems with the signals. The pass signals. I've had problems with the pass signals. I still have yet to figure them out. But block signals work perfectly fine. Even with a roundabout, absolutely perfect. No problems. Obviously, if you have like a massive interchange, or you got like 30 fucking lanes going in and out, it's a whole nother ball game. And that's not for me to figure out now. But right now, I'm really happy how it's starting to turn out after I got past that initial phase of having stuff. As you still got lines painted from when I was doing the roundabouts. Might have to change one or two signals on there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. Why are you blinking like that? Fucking. Why are you blinking like that? Everything's been coming in. I don't understand why you're... Alright, well, that's a problem I'll have to sort out. So, I'm going to stay here and watch it for a little bit. Figures, too. I just said I haven't had any problems, and then all of a sudden, I got problems. There it is. Nope, that's fine. We're good. So, oh, yeah. So power. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'd take you down there. It's a long hike. But, like I said, right there in the water. You want to see it? I'll post another video about it. But thanks for joining me. You know, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Feedback. All the good stuff. Later.